Hi, welcome to the Quickclaim quick tutorial on how to get a tax refund and pay less tax in future. Quickclaim is designed to empower the UK's employees to become tax savvy easily. Quickclaim is brought to you by the tax specialist at A-Star Accounting Services Limited. A-Star is an ACCA registered firm of accountants. The ACCA is the global body for professional accountants. We have saved clients millions of pounds in tax. In fact, we wrote the Employee Tax Help Book, How to Get a Tax Refund and Pay Less Tax in Future, an employee's guide to tax allowances hidden in plain view. It's available at Amazon in Kindle or paperback formats. We want to help Britain's workers with effective, low-cost tax advice through our employee-only Operation Accounting Wisdom. You can find out more at www.accountingwisdom.com. Watch out for the special Accounting Wisdom logo. So here's some welcome news. Employees can claim special tax allowances. Yes, that's right. And by claiming these tax allowances, employees, you will pay less tax now, pay less tax in future, and you can even get a tax refund if you haven't claimed before and backdate your claim. There are more than 21 tax allowances you can claim and guaranteed tax allowances for 250 industries and jobs. Yes, that's right. Guaranteed less tax for many and guaranteed tax refunds for millions. Find out if you can claim a tax refund. Use Quickclaim. Quickclaim is free to use. If you need more help, employees, buy our employee tax refund book from Amazon. It's called How to Get a Tax Refund and Pay Less Tax in Future, an employee's guide to tax allowances hidden in plain view. It says it all on the cover. Employers, we can help you help your employees increase their after-tax pay. Find out more about our modular employee education program, The Power of And. We will help you uncover the possibilities and empower your people and your organisation. Visit our website at Accounting Wisdom or email us wisdom@accountingwisdom.com. Okay, let's get ready to roll. This is what you need to have ready. You will need your personal national insurance number, your current employer's name, and your current employer's PAYE reference number. You can find this information on the P60 your employer gave you in April, or you can ask your employer to help you find this information. We've got a copy of a P60 here on the right-hand side. Up here you'll find this is usually where your national insurance number will be located. Down towards the bottom of this P60 2015, you'll find your employer's PAYE name. It may be different from the common name or the brand name that you're aware that you're employed for. And here is your employer's PAYE reference number. It's usually in the format 123/AB/4567. Now, if I'm going too fast, don't worry. You can get a copy of these slides and other useful information using the links below at the YouTube page or on the web page. Alternatively, you can pause, play back, and pause, and play back. You get the message. Okay, great. Let's get started then. So let's type in www.quickclaimtaxrefund.co.uk. There is another way of doing this, and I'll show you that just now, which is www.accountingwisdom.com. And then if you click on the tax refund button, it takes you to the same place. Alright, so have a look at our privacy policy up here, some useful questions worth reading, including some explanatory videos which show you how this all works, okay? Right, so we're going to show you how to do this for yourself, or you can buy the book at Amazon.
Here is our commitment to you. We're going to use your email address just to send you out a tax return form. We promise we'll not pass on your information to anybody else, but from time to time we'll keep you up to date with offers and stuff to help you. We take your privacy and we value seriously, and we value you as a person. So enter your name, enter your email address. Okay, now you must get your email address as right as possible, obviously, because if you choose to use the paid service at the end, then we will send you the claim form directly to your email address. For now, this bit of the service is absolutely free. So there are more than 250 roles and 37 industries, but today we're going to be concentrating on healthcare staff, whether you work in a private home, the NHS, or nursing home. Great, next, select your particular role. You can see there's a whole bunch of them. If you're not sure which one of those it is, either select one which looks pretty much the same or go for other uniform staff. Now, this part of it is really designed to help you claim an allowance for cleaning your uniform, but it's okay. If you're not sure, claim other uniform staff. Right, we're going to look at midwives. So midwives and nurses, there's actually 2 sets of allowances, or in the case of a midwife, up to 3 sets of allowances that you can claim. You can either claim for just cleaning your uniform only, or you can claim for your uniform and your stockings and shoes. For example, if the trusts say you have to wear black shoes and black socks or black stockings. And also, so this is worth £100 for the uniform, an extra £18 for the stockings and shoes. And if you are a domiciliary midwife, what that basically means is that you work in the communities. If you have to work from home, for example, you have to store your gas in there, your Enternox, all that sort of stuff, your notes, your scales, the sharps, and all that stuff in your car, or you have to store it at home overnight, then you can also claim for this home working. So we're going to say this: you are a domiciliary midwife, you're working in the community, you want to claim for your uniform, cleaning your uniform, cleaning your socks and shoes, and also because you have to store equipment at home, have meetings at home, and so forth. Okay. Right, next. When did you start working as a midwife? Not when did you start working for the current trust, but when before did you start working for a midwife? So click on the little calendar. If you go for the double arrow, you're going back years, 2014, 2013. If you go back 1 arrow, then it's only a month, and vice versa, obviously. So I'm going to say I started on 2010, 1st of January 2010. Click done. Next, what is your top rate of income tax? Now you have a choice of either 20%, 40%, 45%, or if you're not sure, we can assume 20% as part of the calculation. It doesn't change what you get back from HMRC, it just changes what we show you you could get back. So if you're paying at 40%, but you assume it's 20%, then you're going to get double the amount we're saying. So you won't get less, but you should get more. Okay, here's some information to help you. Click on those little arrows, not the arrows, the light bulbs, and it'll give you some information. And you can just click on the cross here to get rid of that box. So, for example, if you earn less than £42,000 roughly, then you're probably paying tax at 20%. If in doubt, just really ask your employer, okay? Okay, let's say we're earning 20%. Let's click next. And we're 20% complete already. So this is what your tax refund is worth at the moment based on the information you've given us, £261 cash. And this tells you the amount of allowance that you can claim for your uniform. So in this case, for uniform, we're working from home, £326. So a few questions. Did you have to use your any of the following items to your job? So just to confirm that yes, you do use specialist clothing or uniform in this case, or if you work in a shop, maybe sometimes you don't have a uniform, but you have to wear a green shirt and blue trousers and orange shoes. You know, a bit of an easy jet job, right? So yes, I use specialist clothing. So these new boxes appear. So did you pay for cleaning your equipment and your clothes, laundry yourself? Yep. Okay. And were your costs of cleaning lower or higher than this £326 or whatever it is for the boxes you selected? So just check that figure here. So are the actual costs less So no marketing costs were less, that's fine. Next, did you have to buy any clothing? So by the way, if I'm going a bit fast, don't worry, it's a video, so you can pause, rewind, ad nauseum, okay? So I know that for certain domiciliary roles, if you're a midwife, you have to go out. Some trusts say you have to wear a coat of a specific colour. So supposing you had to wear, you're forced to wear a dark coat, a black coat, and this year you spent £150 on one because it's a cold winter. Supposing you had to spend £20 every 2 years to buy theatre shoes. Oops, watch out for that. Every time you look, see that? Every time I scroll up and down with my mouse. So let's be really, really clear and click away. Finally, you need to say to HMRC, because they're really unimaginative and you have to be really clear and specific with them, explain why you had to use that specialist clothing or uniforms or tools for your job. So here's some information to help you, okay? Has to be 250 characters or less. So let's read this out just to help. To help justify and explain your claim, you should say what type of specialist clothing, uniforms or tools you use, and maybe also why you need them for your job. Use some of the following or similar words and expressions to help explain your case. Words like protective, safety, specialist, toughen. It's a very, how should I put it, moving for HMRC. Resistant, uniform colours, steel toe cap, dirty, heavily soiled. If your clothes are very, very heavily soiled, then you have to claim an extra amount of allowance for cleaning them. These words are kind of like keywords for HMRC. Write a complete sentence. For example, I'm a tree surgeon. I use dangerous equipment and machinery. I have had to purchase protective clothing, steel toe cap boots, safety goggles, specialist jackets, and ripstop safety trousers that my employer will not purchase for me or my colleagues. My clothes get heavily soiled and have to be cleaned separately from my other clothes. So a good statement will help ensure that HMRC don't ask for any more information, which is obviously not what you want. You want it to be nice and plain and simple and clear. So write a good sentence here. So let's give it a go. I am a domiciliary midwife and I work in the community. Okay, now my trust does not provide workspace at the hospital. So I have to complete tasks at home and store equipment at home. Okay, watch out for those spelling errors. Okay, I have to wear a uniform and I have to purchase specialist theatre shoes and an overcoat in trust colours. Okay, perfect. Let's do it. Okay, let's just make sure. Explains. Okay, right. So have a quick check and then click next. Let's move on. Great news, 30% complete. So now your tax refund is worth about £299. That's good news. So next allowance you can claim for is professional fees, subscriptions and memberships. So are you a member of any union, body or association related to your trade? And if you're a midwife, the answer is yes, which could be the NMC. It could also be the Royal College of Midwives, and you could have other things, but you know there are some articles, the Magnificent 5,000 on this website at Accounting Wisdom, which will explain other journals. For example, the Journal of Radical Midwives, you can claim for that as well. So let's claim for that, okay? Journal of Radical Midwives. Great. Well, I'll see if you're going to write this. Write that in full as well. In fact, let's do that, shall we? Referee. So how much we spend in total each year? Add it up in detail. I'm going to assume that it's £350, but you know, you add it up actually. And how much do you spend for the year to the 5th of April 2014? How much you spend in each of the previous years when you worked as a midwife. Now, the clever software will give you exactly the right number of years, no more than 4, but you could have just 1 or 2 if you've only been working as a midwife or in that job as for 1 or 2 years. So next. Bingo, look at that tax return. The tax refunds up to £579, and we haven't even finished yet. Okay, next. Gift aid donations. Now, if you pay tax at more than 20%, you're going to get even more cash back. But at the moment, all you need to know is add the value in there. Now, even if you pay tax 20%, it's still worth totaling up all the donations you've made to charities like Oxfam, or even to your children's charity or your sports club, or to school, children's school. So total up the amount you paid in each year. Let's just say you're paying £100 in each year. Now, this won't make a difference to this number here unless you pay tax at 40%, but it's worth putting down and getting it right. Get into the habit of getting these things right, and then it'll make it nice and easy when you do earn megabucks. So next, payments made to a pension scheme. This is other than the stuff that your employer takes out of your salary before they pay you. So if you haven't paid anything, put nothing here and just move on to the next question. Did you spend money on any other expenses of employment? Well, what does that mean? Well, you know, there are a whole bunch of other things you can claim for. You can get the full detail in our book, How to Get a Tax Refund and Pay Less Tax in Future, an employee's guide to tax allowances hidden in plain view. Click here and you can find out more about it from Amazon. Let's make sure that you don't hear anything more. Okay, so what other things could you claim for? Well, you could claim for travel costs, business travel costs, telephone, use of your own vehicle for business and travel, working from home, or business entertaining or other costs. Now, my suggestion is unless your travel costs, unless the trust or the people you work for pay you at a rate of less than 45 pence a mile, don't worry about this, move on. But if they pay you, so in that case, if they pay you less than 45 pence a mile, sorry, then do fill in the rest of this form. Okay, so for now, we're going to assume that they pay you at 45p a mile, or you don't use your vehicle for work, or that they pay you for more at a higher rate. So, do you want to claim for anything else? No. Okay. Now, in a separate video, we will show you how to go through the next part of the claim. So, supposing you do claim travel allowances, supposing you do pay for other equipment or for business telephone at home, then we'll show you how to do that in the next step. For now, we're just going to go through the nice, simple claim. So, your tax refund is currently worth £579. Now, that's better than a poking you out with a sharp stick, I'm sure you'll agree. Next, this process will tell you, well, if you can either go and make the claim yourself, go and have a look at HMRC's website, or if you want, within the next 10 seconds or 30 seconds, we will send you your completed claim form ready to print, sign and post to HMRC, all for the price of £9.99. Remember, this is optional. You know how much your tax refund is worth, so you can go away and do it yourself, or we can do it for you for a tenner, and you'll get the form within a few seconds. So let's just say yes. Right, next, watch out for this little reference. So use that keep a hold of that reference, because if you have any queries with us or queries in relation to your claim, then or problems with your form, you may want to use that reference number and come back to us. Okay, so let's into details. National insurance number. Now you must get this right, and it's usually in the format alphabet. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 numbers, 2 letters, and then a further letter. Make sure you get your address line right. So let's call it Just Because I Am a Police Academy Fan. And then a postcode. Postcode, the usual sort of format. So okay, name of your employer. let's call it Family Health NHS Trust. Remember, whatever is on that, you can ask your employer. Employer's last address. It's not mandatory. It's nice to have it, but you can see no asterisks are not mandatory. Employer's PAYE reference. This is very useful to put down. Okay, so it's usually in the format. Sorry, let me get that right. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 numbers. It's usually a slash. Then there's a letter, 2 letters, and then another 4 numbers. So, are you still working with this employer? If you say no, then you will have to tell us when you left, and this will just limit when your claim runs up to. So we're going to say yes, you're still working. Next. Okay, confirmation that it's still worth $5.79. Now, this is the point at which you can check the details you've already entered. So you can see there's some things you can't change. For example, the role, your title, and your start date, and your tax rate. These, sorry, you can change your tax rate, but you can't change the other items there. But that's fine. You can always go back and restart from the beginning and just make sure you log in this time, because this will remember your details for a few weeks, just to help you out in case you have to come back later. Okay, so you can check anything you want. You can change, say, oh yeah, hold on a second. You know what, I didn't spend £20 on shoes, I spent £50 on shoes. So let's just change that. Let's just save that. Okay, let's close it. Ooh, hello, didn't quite get that £50 save. Great, let's move on. So refresh this page to review the changes. Okay, so let's refresh. Perfect, it's changed. Fantastic. Okay, so we're saying everything else, checking it through. Yes, that's what we spent on the NMC, the Journal of Radical Midwifery, and the RCM. Perfect. Everything else is correct. Address, family health, employer's name, PAYE, and obviously national insurance number. That's the vital piece of information. And great. Lastly, before we move on to the final payment stages, you're making a representation to HMRC that the information is now correct and to the best of your ability. No one expects you to get 100% right if you don't know some of the information, but as far as you're aware, it's all right. So click yes. If you don't click yes, you will not be able to continue. So make sure your details are correct, okay? Finally, do you accept our Quickclaim terms and conditions? Now please click here, read through, check to make sure you're happy with it. If you need to, cut and paste, save a copy of it. Okay, so if everything's okay, click proceed to payment, and now you're just a few seconds away from receiving your claim form by email. Okay, fantastic. Click here. Right, so you have a choice. Either use your PayPal account or you can use a direct debit card. Now, I'm going to bypass this step, and once you fill this in, then you'll be taken to another screen, and remember to click on Return to A-Star Accounting Services. And here's that screen. Turn to A-Star Accounting Services Limited. And then wait. You'll come back to a final screen, but in addition to that, you'll see that you'll get this email will have popped into your mailbox by now. And the email contains your claim form. Fantastic. All ready to go. So all you have to do is sign it. And you're done. It's already dated for you. All the information you've entered is there. Ready to go. All right. Now, so download the letter, save it, print it, sign the letter, post it to HMRC. And if you have any questions, click on the feedback. And if you need any further information, use this link. So keep this email safe, okay? So here we go. Here's the information, some extra information if you have to deal with HMRC. So we try and demystify this process as much as possible, so you don't have to worry about those horrible boys at HMRC, or girls sometimes. Fantastic. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Come back and we'll look at a more complicated video, complicated claim form, and come back in February or late February, early March, and find out what new is happening at quickclaimtaxrefund.co.uk or Accounting Wisdom. Let's go quickly just so you can see the main website. Lots of information. You can see I've just started broadcasting some tax tips on Marlow FM, so once every 2 weeks, listen in for that program, or come back here every few weeks and we'll give you a copy of that program. If you really want information right up to date and sent to your email address, then we can send you helpful hints. Just sign up here. Anyway, thank you very much for being interested in Quickclaim Tax Refund. Remember to tell your neighbours, your friends, your colleagues that they can get hundreds of pounds back from HMRC, all for a tenner or less. Thank you. Bye-bye.